Yeah, hi there. These comments are for EC, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons, and you're one of my online TOEFL course students. And let's take a look at your situation. So, you said, like to know, what do you think, or what do I need to improve the most? My lowest score is reading. I'm doing your activities and following your advice, but I still find the readings very hard. They are hard. It takes time. Also, my second lowest score was writing. I have been practicing, but I don't feel confident about it either. I'm sending you essays that I did. I'd like that you could tell me what mistakes do I have and how I can improve my writing too. I have been studying for 5 months. I am also getting a little tired of studying the same thing, and every time I feel less confident when I take the test. I take the test 2 times. You want to say I have taken, or I took the test 2 times. I think is going to be better there. So based on the email that you've written me right here, I can tell you already some things that you want to be studying. I would say study. I don't have specific lessons for this at my website, but you should study verb tenses. For example, what's the difference between the simple present or the past? You also need to study what's called word order in noun clauses. For example, you say, I would like that you could tell me what mistakes do I have. I would say what mistakes I have. So noun clauses take statement, not question word order. That's something that you can begin studying today. If you go to Google, type in the word noun clauses or word order and noun clauses. That would be something that you could take a look at. So right now you went from 69 to 76. So your most recent test was April 12th, so you're making progress. I would feel comfortable and confident with that. But as you can see, when you start off at 69, that's fairly low, and it's going to take some time to build your English skills from where you are to where you want to be. Now, one of the things I do have in my website, typically, I cannot read and correct all of your essays for $38 a month. I'll be honest with you, it's not possible. Because if I read and correct one of your essays, that's probably going to take me up to 2 hours. So you send me 3 different essays, that's 6 hours of my time for $38 a month. It's just not worth it for me. And remember, I also teach at California State University, San Bernardino. You can probably see here some things I've written up on the board here for some of my students. So typically, I cannot correct everything, but what I can do is I can take a look at one of the essays that you sent to me here. Okay, you have one's called Job. Okay, let me download this one first. I'm going to open it up. Okay, let's see what we have. In this one, I'm not actually sure what the question is. It says, let's just take a look at one paragraph. You say, when I was a kid, I always said that I never could work on something that I didn't like, even if I wasn't going to gain any money. Personally, I think it's better to have a job that you enjoy doing, even if the salary is low, because at least you would be happy. Here's the problem. You start off with I and you shift to you. That's a point of view shift. You don't want to do that. You see, because at least you would be happy and you won't feel like you're wasting your time. Also, you have the opportunity to search what is your real passion. Know what your real passion is in life. So again, you're having problems with noun clauses, word order in noun clauses. Write those down. Now that's one thing I'll point out from this particular essay. Now the other thing here is you probably need to develop your ideas a little bit more. Let's take a look at one of your paragraphs. You say, firstly, I believe that having a job that I would say I really care about makes me feel happy instead of you really care makes you happy. And you left out your connector. You want to say because it's the most important thing in life. So in this case, you're combining the two sentences together, but you're not using the appropriate connector to do that. You say, for example, my father is an artist and he really enjoys working. He always tells me that he could paint for hours. When he works, he doesn't care about anything else. Is like he is in his own state of happiness, his own state of happiness, right? So I would say you still need to develop that a little bit more. So my father is an artist. He really enjoys working. He always tells me, so that's a run-on there. I would say, what does he paint specifically? You might explain in more detail a project that he's working on right now. Just maybe one or two more sentences there to help develop the idea a little bit more. Okay, so to be honest with you, I'm not going to have time to read all three of these essays that you wrote, but here's what you want to work on. When you go to my website, I think you have the idea, the basic idea of how to structure your ideas. You're using transition words, firstly, furthermore, in addition, conclusion. But if you say firstly, then I would say secondly, and then I would say finally. I would probably use ly every time to make it all parallel. But anyway, if you go to the grammar section of my course, I'd like you to take a look at grammar lesson number 7. You want to keep working in that area in grammar lesson number 7. Go through all the writing and the grammar exercises. I think that's going to be important in terms of helping you improve from where you are. Now, you just have a lot of problems with your language right now. This is going to be difficult for you to score higher, I think, in your writing and also on your speaking. And remember, keep posting writing practice tests. And my teaching assistant, Luis Mena, he will score them. Now, the practice test that you sent me here, that's not even on my website. I don't know where you got this one from. But make sure you complete practice tests at my website, my online TOEFL course. All right, so the other thing I'm going to recommend here is to help you. You said you're studying the same thing, but you shouldn't be doing that, because when I tell students to use my online TOEFL course, I tell them to use my course in addition to doing a regular routine of reading and listening practice. It means you should be reading magazines every day, newspapers every day, reading books every day. You need to be doing this for about 45 to 60 minutes. And don't read the same newspaper or the same magazine every day. Make sure you have a variety of reading materials which will be stimulating for your learning, and it gives you great exposure to the English language. Now, in addition to that, you also want to be engaging in a regular routine of practicing listening. You can watch movies in English, for example. You can also watch TV in English. You can focus on news, science, documentary, maybe history programs. I think that would be very beneficial for you based on your level right now. Again, choose different listening materials and different reading materials every day. That's going to be, like I said, stimulating to your learning. So a combination, I think, of going through and doing this regular reading and regular listening practice. Remember, when you're doing the reading and the listening practice, you should practice taking notes, focusing on the main and the most important supporting points, and then use your notes. You can do two things. Use your notes to summarize the information. You can write a summary of the reading and the listening passages. This is great practice for your writing. You can also orally summarize this information, which is good practice for your speaking, and particularly integrated speaking. You see what I'm saying? So you just have to keep working. You're doing a good job. Now, keep posting over at my website. Post writing practice tests on a regular basis so you can get those scored, and then keep posting speaking practice tests at my Voxy Pop discussion group. All right, so as you're doing your grammar practice, again, you want to make sure you're focusing based on some of the errors in the essays that you sent me. You want to focus on verb tenses. You want to focus on what's called noun clauses, word order in noun clauses. You want to also focus on what's called run-on sentences or comma splices. You can write these things down, then you can Google them, and you can find information to help you in there. So you are using a lot of comma splices and run-ons in your writing, and that's not going to be good for you. Your score is going to drop in the writing area because of that. And notice your writing on both TOEFL exams it varies between 15 and 18 points out of 30. So until you solve those problems, you're not going to be able to score much higher. Now remember, as you're doing the reading and the listening practice, you will have better control of your language use. But it takes time, so keep working. All right, anyway, thank you very much for your questions, and keep up the good work.